it was a joke or really, but I wasn't laughing at all. That boy became my friend. I never reacted like this in my school especially, क्योंकि घर में तो ऐसी तोड़फोड़ चलती रहती है. In that moment of anger, I pushed him so hard that he fell straight on the ground. I felt like the ground should swallow me whole. My anger is many times stronger than my shyness. From a very long time I wanted to learn storytelling, because I have noticed whenever any big personality, any well-known personality gives interviews or speeches, they often start with a story, because it immediately grabs the attention of audience, attention of listeners, and a story can make your message 10x more powerful. When you tell a story, people feel a connection with you, people connect with you, and this connection often leads them to like you, to trust you. See, this is the skill which is most underrated skill, and I'm not saying it. Researchers and ChatGPT also say it. That's why I made my mind to learn this storytelling from a very long time. I wanted to learn it, but in this month I have started working on it. So one incident came into my mind and I thought, let's share this incident in a form of a story, because I don't want to make the other person to feel bored while I'm giving a speech or while I'm speaking something. I want to make my speech, my message more engaging and interesting. So let's start the story without any further ado. But first, let me tell you that what are the advantages of watching this video. So there are several advantages, but let me tell you 3 main advantages of watching this video. So first of all, you are going to learn past tenses. I don't need to give a stress on this topic that how much past tense is important in speaking English. Second thing is, you are going to do your listening English practice as well, because in this video I am going to speak in English only. Third advantage of watching this video is you are going to learn storytelling as well. I know it seems a very small thing that एक story ही तो बतानी है, क्या हो गया, but it's a big thing actually. You can't put कोई भी आप story का कोई भी part उठा के कहीं भी नहीं बता सकते हो. You have to follow a pattern, and I'm going to share this story with that pattern, so you are going to learn that as well. So now let's start the story. So this is not just a story, it's a real life incident which happened with me in my school days. We all carry some kind of memories, some stories from our childhood. Some of these stories are painful, some of them are sweet, some of them are unforgettable. Even if we want to forget those memories, still we can't forget them. Same with me with this story. No matter how much I try to forget this story, but I can't forget. So what happened exactly? I was in 9th grade, and in that grade I got power glasses. I started wearing specs, and as the ritual of every school, every classes, there were some so-called gangster boys in my classes additionally. So their work was to tease people. They used to look for any silly reason, any silly excuse to tease students. And unfortunately, getting glasses gave them the perfect excuse to tease me, to irritate me. Because I was a girl, I was a student who was introverted, shy, quiet, and always I used to mind my business. That's why they never get the chance to irritate me. But getting glasses was the perfect excuse for them to tease me. I know in 2025 it's common. Every 5 years, 7 years old kid having glasses, having power glasses, wearing power glasses, going for school and roaming here and there, and nobody teasing them. And maybe some of them are teasing, I don't know about that. But back in 2015, it was not common at all. Especially when I was the only one in my entire classes who wore glasses. So that was the thing which made me stand out from the rest. So those so-called gangster boys started calling me chasmis, battery, double battery, four eyes, and so on. Whenever they used to see me sitting, passing from somewhere, so they used to call me from these names only. Most of the time I ignored them because I thought that if I will ignore them, so eventually they will stop teasing me, irritating me. But things turned into another way. With them, my friends also started calling me chasmis. Not with those people, those gangsters, but whenever we are sitting in a group or talking about something, so they started calling me chasmis in a fun. It might be a fun for them, but it was not for me. It was a joke for them, but it was a cruel joke for me, because इन सभी चीज़ों में मज़ा सिर्फ उन्हें आ रहा था, हंसी सिर्फ उन्हें आ रही थी, मुझे कोई मज़ा नहीं आ रहा था. And you know what? All these started making me feel isolated. Twice or thrice I complained to my teachers as well that these are the guys who are calling me chasmis, battery, double battery, and so on. So twice or thrice they gave those people warning that do not call her like this, otherwise we will punish you, or we will ask for your parents to come in school. So they gave them warnings, but it had no impact on them. And finally it all reached a breaking point, as if everything was too much to handle for me. One day it was recess time and the ground was full of students from different classes. I was standing with my friends laughing over something, and from there one group of boys passing from there where I was standing. So I noticed one of the boys looked straight into my eyes and said loudly, "Hello, chasmis." They all started laughing, and not just that group of boys, but the other students as well who heard this. They also turned and giggled at me. For a moment I froze. My heart was pounding, my cheeks burned with embarrassment. I felt like the ground should swallow me whole. But let me tell you one thing. No matter how shy I may seem to you, but my anger is many times stronger than my shyness. And this is something which people rarely expect from me. I collected my guts and looked straight into his eyes, and he was expecting from me to say something like, "Oh, I will complain about you to teachers, I will complain about you to your parents, or I will complain about you to my parents will scold you or fight with you, or I will cry." He was expecting these answers from me, but he didn't know that I am someone जो बोलने से ज़्यादा कर दिखाने में विश्वास करती है. So in that moment of anger I pushed him so hard that he fell straight directly on the floor. For a moment there was complete silence on the ground. Everybody was shocked, including me as well, because this is a reaction which I never reacted like this in my school, especially क्योंकि घर में तो ऐसी तोड़फोड़ चलती रहती है. So everybody was shocked because that day something snapped inside me. Usually I was a very quiet, innocent, shy girl in school, in my classrooms, but that was the really different reaction which nobody was expecting from me. After a moment he stood up and said, "It was just a joke. Why are you overreacting?" Then I said, "It was a joke, or really, but I wasn't laughing at all." And then I noticed that one of his friends started whispering in his ears that "छोड़ना यार, चल यहाँ से." एंड माई फ्रेंड्स ऑल्सो स्टार्टेड सेइंग दैट ऐसा क्यों किया, उसको चोट लग गई होगी, उसने बोला ही तो था. यू नो वॉट, आई वॉज सो एंग्री ऑन माई फ्रेंड्स एज वेल. सो मैंने उनको डायरेक्टली बोल दिया, यू जस्ट शट अप, एंड आई डायरेक्टली रेन towards my classroom. For the next 2 days, no one in my classroom talked with me. किसी ने मुझसे बात नहीं की. Okay. So after 2 or 3 days, I realized that when I pushed that boy, he didn't push me back. He didn't even raise his hand. He didn't even touch me anywhere to fight with me. Maybe I thought that time that maybe he realized his mistake, that he has come so far, or maybe he was not expecting such a strong reaction from my side. So it was really impressive for me that I pushed, because of course that boy was long, very healthy, and I was just a little cat in front of him, but he didn't push me back and he didn't fight with me back. So it was impressive and it was good for me as well. Now I think about this incident, then I sometimes I think that yes, I really reacted over. I didn't push him, I think. कहा ही तो था उसने, उससे क्या बिगड़ गया. So now I'm mature, 23 years old Mamta, saying this, that this was overreaction. But back in 2015, it was not a small thing, because I was kid and those things were impacting my confidence. I started doubting myself that I am wearing glasses, so am I really bad according to other people? I started doubting myself. At the same time, I think that if that day I hadn't pushed him, all these dramas would have gone so far. तो अभी ये सारी चीज़ें छोटी लगती हैं क्योंकि हम मैच्योर हो गए हैं. अब हम चीज़ों को झेलना आ गया है हमें. वी कैन टॉलरेट थिंग्स बिगर देन दीज थिंग्स. सो ये सारी चीज़ें अब भी छोटी लगती हैं, पर उस एज में जितने हम समझदार होते हैं, उस एज में ये सारी चीज़ें छोटी नहीं थी. लिटरली अभी हमें ये चीज़ें छोटी लगती हैं, पर उस टाइम ये चीज़ें हमारे कॉन्फिडेंस में, हमारे सेल्फ डाउट पे इतना अफेक्ट करती है ना, वी कांट इवन रियलाइज इट. उस टाइम मुझे नहीं समझ में आता था. दैट टाइम आई डिडंट नो अबाउट इट, दैट दीज थिंग्स आर जस्ट अफेक्टिंग माई सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस. बट वो सिर्फ उस टाइम सिर्फ एंगर था कि इतने लोगों के सामने मुझे क्यों डिसरिस्पेक्ट मिल रही है, मुझे क्यों एक चश्मे के खातिर मुझे क्यों ऐसा कहा जा रहा है. दैट टाइम दैट थिंग वॉज ओनली इन माई माइंड. पर अभी जाके ये सारी चीज़ें समझ में आती हैं कि यही सारी चीज़ें इंक्लूड होती हैं हमारे सेल्फ डाउट में. यू नो द थिंग, जस्ट आफ्टर दिस इंसिडेंट, a few days, like 2 or 5 days after, that boy became my friend, and still we are connected on social media. We are friends now, but now there is a limit, there is a boundary, there is a respect. Now there is a politeness in his words, and still he calls me Chasmis, okay, but now there is a politeness in his words, and now he knows that where the line is. He gives me respect which I deserve. So किसी ने सही कहा है, people treat us the way we allow them to. What after this incident I learned that, of course not just after this incident, after some time I realized that speak out. If something is bothering you, express it. Speak out your point of view. Let the other person know that you don't like this behavior. If you will not speak, how will the other person know that you don't like this behavior, or you need respect, or these things are disrespecting you? How the other person will know? Because everybody's state of mind is different. Something is serious to me, the other person is not serious about those things. So for that person, calling chasmis or battery to someone, that was a normal thing, but it was not normal for me. And I considered this my mistake, that I didn't say that person that I don't like this behavior, this is hurting me, this is disrespecting me. I didn't say anything to that person. That's why that person crossed the limits. But if with time we express the things that I don't deserve this behavior, I deserve respect. So लोग इतने बुरे नहीं हैं, दे आर गोइंग टू रिस्पेक्ट यू, बट उन्हें पता ही नहीं होता है, मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस में उन्हें पता ही नहीं होता है कि ये सारी चीज़ें आपको बॉदर करती हैं. डोंट शाउट, डोंट क्राई, जस्ट स्पीक आउट योर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू firmly and loudly enough. Let me tell you one more incident. Of course, I'm not going to stretch this incident, but what happened, like in my childhood, when I was just 6 or 7 years old, so there was an uncle, मेरी मम्मी के देवर, my mama's brother-in-law. So he used to come very often at our home, and as I am having dark skin tone, so he used to tease me for that. And many times, not many times, just a few times I ignored him, because I don't like if someone tease me for my skin tone. So he used to tease me for that, and many times my mama said to him that she is very verbal when it comes to teasing her about her skin tone. Do not say or do not tease her like this, but he didn't listen, my mama. And one day he crossed the limit, and I shouted on him a lot and a lot. I was verbally disrespecting him, and after that day he stopped teasing me. And now when he meet me, then he says, oh, I'm afraid of you, you are going to make fun of me, or you are going to shout at me. Then I say, yes, when it comes to my skin tone, then I am going to do it. I do not have any shame. So we see everywhere, we see that everybody is teasing someone for something: skin tone, weight, height, wearing glasses, or there are many things people are teasing someone. But you, when you speak out, you stand for yourself, people stop there. So that was the funny story which happened in my childhood, and there are many stories as well. If I get the chance, so of course I'm gonna share those stories. And but before that, if you also have such stories, such memories in your childhood, so please share that story in the comment box. I would love to listen that. And thanks for watching. Catch you in next video.